is calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
Yuck! I'm making tomato soup for lunch. Better react to it. Like, what's there to react to? Like, go react to the Holocaust or something.
I stood in line with my sister, and the end of the line, there was a guy pointing to the left and pointing to the right. He asked me, pointing at my mother, "Is this your sister? Or is this your mother?" I could not ever forgive myself that I told him, "It's my mother." He pointed to the left. I followed my mom. He came to me and said, "You're going to see your mother very soon. She's just going to take a shower," and promptly threw me on the other side.
If I'm anti-Semitic, they're fat-shaming bullies. Deflection. You ever hear of deflection? Look it up. You're an idiot. You're a textbook of an idiot, David. Anti-Semitic? You're an idiot. Go get bent and eat a pile of shit sandwich with Charlie. How about that? Anti-Semitic. So what about, You're dumb. That's so dumb. Idiots. You can't be anti-Semitic if you don't even know the person's Jewish. Idiot. That's their whole audience is idiots like that. So that's why there's no point. Like, I don't get it. I'm not going to weigh myself back at it, so you're going to be waiting a long time. Yep, all fat people who hate themselves, or 60-year-olds who, I don't know what the hell their problems are. Failed newscasters. Working for Fox News, that's nothing to be proud of. That's not even news. That's biased rhetoric bullshit.
Commotion, hollering, shoving, dogs, whips. And the first command we heard was women and children to the left, men to the right.
For the next 20 months, the largest death camp in the whole Nazi empire was his home, where this German Jew toiled as a slave laborer.
We had to appear naked in front of an SS officer, who with one look decide if that prisoner was still able to work. And if that prisoner would not be able to work, he would be sent, what we called in prison language, going through the chimney, being gassed and being burned.
He remembers the fear and the hunger.
Our thoughts were, where can I get something to eat? Where's the next garbage can?
Koppel, who will be 90 next month, was lucky. Of the 1.3 million people sent to Auschwitz, 1.1 million died there. In January, 70 years ago, on a forced march, he escaped and found shelter with other Jews in a farmhouse.
Always one of us was on the second floor looking out because we were afraid the Germans may come back.
If I'm anti-Semitic, they're fat-shaming bullies. Deflection. You ever hear of deflection? Look it up.
I felt very ill. Well, I mean, I've been weak all along, but here, at this stage, I just couldn't move anymore. So I wanted to die. You know, I was ready to give up. We thought perhaps resettlement might help us because everything else, everything else was removed from our lives. I mean, we had no rights anymore. We had no opportunity to earn a living. I had no schooling. And there was a lot of propaganda, demonstration against the Jews. Finally, we were herded into to this train. You know, they normally transported cattle. Doors were shut. It was hot in the summer. And when we placed 2 buckets, one bucket for 100 people at least, but many babies and young children, there were no men. A bucket for drinking water, spilled immediately as soon as the train went, and the other one for human soil. Doors were shut, it was dark. Then we thought, is this going to be a resettlement? We did not believe it. So in desperation, most people were crying, moaning, feeling at loss. What else could we do? Any hope just disappeared. My mom was gassed on arrival. I learned about that from the victims who were there before we arrived. Yeah. I didn't cry. I mean, there was emotions just had been totally still. There was no expression of any fear, because that's what dehumanization does. I mean, it was all numb. We were numbed into non-existent, being non-existent. When liberation came in Bergen-Belsen, I heard some shouts, some loud announcers who said we were liberated, but it didn't mean anything anymore to me. And those who were able to walk, I could see that they went to the food, where the food was stored, and gorged themselves. Many died because we were starving, you know. I crawled out in the open, and I lost my, I wasn't conscious anymore. I was just moving a little bit. And what changed my mind was this helpfulness. Somebody picks me up and placed me in a small little ambulance, a soldier. And I thought, gosh, you mean kindness still survived? Because I thought this brutality somehow invaded the minds of so many people. And the realization that that helpfulness and sincerity and affection is still here with us. And to this day, it helps me to keep my faith and my trust in people. We must remember it with a strong commitment, with a strong resolution that we will do what we can to actually to counteract any form of racism, any form of anti-Semitism. Nothing like that is acceptable, because we know now from experience what can take place.
Like, go react to the Holocaust or something.
World War II ended 6 years and 1 day after Germany's invasion of Poland on September 1, 1939, sparked the 20th century's second global conflict. By the time it concluded on the deck of an American warship on September 2, 1945, World War II had claimed the lives of an estimated 60 to 80 million people, approximately 3% of the world's population. The vast majority of those who died in history's deadliest war were civilians, including 6 million Jews killed in Nazi concentration camps during the Holocaust. Germany employed its Blitzkrieg, lightning war, strategy to sweep across the Netherlands, Belgium and France in the war's opening months and force more than 300,000 British and other Allied troops to evacuate continental Europe from Dunkirk. In June 1941, German dictator Adolf Hitler broke his non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union and launched Operation Barbarossa, which brought Nazi troops to the gates of Moscow. By the time the United States entered World War II following the Japanese bombing of Pearl Harbor, German forces occupied much of Europe from the Black Sea to the English Channel. The Allies, however, turned the tide of the conflict, and the following major events brought World War II to an end.
I'm not apologizing for shit. You can be offended all you want that I said Holocaust. I really don't care.